Hey, welcome to your day off. My name is Corey, and of course I sit with my best bud, Tony.
What's going on, bruh?
I'm scared.
Yeah, well, I'm excited.
I don't know, man. I'm just scared, bro.
Man, you know, we're at the Salon Digital Summit. We want to thank Modern Salon for inviting us to come here to do these podcasts. And our podcast today, I have a feeling it's going to get wild.
You're going to get wild.
I can't wait to get wild.
I can't wait either. So our guest today, again, it's another person that it took us about 1 year to kind of land. We started talking to him about a year ago to come on the podcast, and either he thinks we're assholes or we just couldn't get the timing right. You know, just he's so friggin' busy. So just the timing didn't work out. So, but here we are.
Thank God Matrix canceled his weekend.
So there's a good segue there. So today our guest is Matrix artist Rickey Hairgod Zito.
Hey,
Mr. Hairgod.
Mr. Hairgod Zito.
I'm a little nervous myself.
You should be. So, Mr. Rickey Hairgod Zito, thank you very much, or welcome to your day off.
Thank y'all for having me. I've heard about y'all, and to meet y'all, I could tell right off jump I was going to like you guys.
Oh, good. Right. We like you, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny, right? Because we definitely know Rickey better than he knows us right now.
We had this little conversation before we started the podcast, but before we get into the story, how did you get here to the event today?
Oh, I rode my scooter. It's a moped.
He ain't lying, but it is pimped.
Yeah. It is pimped up,
He
man.
pimped it. He showed me pictures, man, and dude, that's killer, dude.
Well,
I haven't never seen a moped like that.
It's the coolest moped on the block.
It's the only moped on the block, Rickey.
No, bro, I live there everywhere, bro. Just peak and stuff.
Right.
I'm in West Hollywood, you know. But I come out here with a 70 Nova, which I still have, and driving it my 1.5 miles to work every day was just beating that car to death. It's crazy that some of the best streets, the most popular streets in the world, Melrose, you know, Rodeo Drive, are really shitholes. There's potholes everywhere, man. It was beating the hell out of my car. So I had to get a scooter, and I said, "Oh no, I can't get no regular scooter."
You can't get no regular scooter,
right?
I took it apart and put it together like 5 times.
Right.
My girlfriend's about to kill me, man.
So how much did the
In
scooter?
my living room.
Right. How much did the scooter cost you?
Well, it's about a $3,000 new scooter. But
Okay, hold on. We'll get there.
Yeah,
We'll
I stretched it, raked it, back tire.
How much you in for? So
I don't
$3,000.
even count, man.
Right, we're in though.
Yeah, I'm in. Scooter for life.
We're scooting for life, bro. We're scooting for life.
It's an investment. That's what I tell my girl, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's pretty awesome.
All right,
Yeah.
let's get into your story a little bit. Where are you from?
I'm from a town called Ascension Parish, Louisiana.
Ascension
Louisiana
Parish.
has parishes. They don't have counties.
Get out. Is that true?
Yeah,
I didn't know that, man.
I'm from a parish, Ascension Parish. It's called.
I've never
Born
heard
and
of it.
raised, lived there my whole life. My whole family lives down one street, Gaucher Zito Lane.
Is that the Hairgod Lane?
Yeah. Yes, yeah, I've been living on it my whole life. 38 years I spent on that street.
Get out.
And I
man.
moved to Hollywood Boulevard. You talk about a freaking, my world went
Change.
upside down.
Yeah, right.
It sounds cool to live on the same street with your family your whole life, and until you get dropped off the school bus when you're like 12 and your aunts are in the yard fighting in your underwear.
Is that a true story?
True story. Run for life. Well, they had muumuus on, but they
That's
white
crazy.
trash beautiful, bro.
That's right.
So did you have to break them up?
Oh, hell no, I ran. I acted like I didn't even know who they were. I didn't talk to them for like 2 years.
That's hilarious, man.
Yeah.
That is great.
That's cool. So,
I didn't say nothing because they'd have beat my ass.
Right. and her tutu. Mumu. Right.
nothing more embarrassing than a boy getting beat by a woman in a muumuu.
I got the rock out of there. You gotta know in the hole, know in the fold. You know?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So did your family have a hair salon, or how'd that work out?
Yeah, my mother and father was into hair.
So did you work there, like,
Mother-
in high school and stuff like that?
Well, I didn't get paid, if that's what you're asking. But I was there, every day. That's where I got dropped off the bus. That's where I spent a lot of my time as a kid.
And
I didn't want to do hair. No, I was in the sports. I was a jock. I wanted to be a rock star.
Like guitar playing, drum playing.
I couldn't sing and ain't got no skills. So.
A little beatboxing, though. You got a little beatboxing skills.
I can play a harmonica. Right. But I ain't never heard no rock band with a harmonica. It's like Jethro Tull,
Yeah. Did you play football in high school?
Yeah, I played football 15 years of my life.
Wow. And
I started as a young age in Pee Wee, and then middle school, and then high school, and then I touched the field of college.
Right. Where'd you go to college?
Mississippi State.
Were you scholarship?
Huh?
Were you scholarship?
Yes, I was scholarship.
So you must have been a pretty baller, man.
I was a middle linebacker, and all the way up until high school. In high school, I became a fullback when I got hurt, and that was like the best move for me at that time. Being that I was shorter, I would have never been able to seal over the line.
Right.
And I just protected the quarterback. I went from giving hits to taking hits, so that's how it went. But
so you got a scholarship as a fullback?
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool, man.
That's cool. I mean, at the time, I was a big. I was 260 pounds. Then.
Jeez.
I got pictures in my phone to freak you out.
Oh, we need those.
Corn-fed.
Right.
Corn-fed.
Oh, that's awesome. So
yeah. And then now I'm a beautician. So that's happened overnight.
Yeah. We just talked about that, right? The 20-year overnight.
Yeah. It started out strong, and I was raised right, good family, and then sports, and then boom, my father got in an accident in a plant. He got hit with a chemical called phosgene in 1995.
Wow.
And he made it half a night, and it was during a game that I couldn't check out during the day. I kind of got upset, so I didn't know where I was at. I was a big boy. I had a girlfriend back at home with my father's stuff, and I just walked away, just left. And I started hanging around the wrong people, man. Got in a lot of trouble, and then ended up catching a charge at the age of 17.
Right.
And was convicted as an adult, and it's been a good bit of time.
So what was the charge?
Aggravated assault.
Dude.
Yeah.
Wow. So you got convicted, and then you do time?
Yeah.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. Life takes you in some crazy ways, and from that point on, I was blessed. I was raised right, and I knew right from wrong. And when I was in there, I realized real quick that this wasn't me. So I played the good boy, and I got out, and I had some time to do on paper.
How long, once you were in, how long was the realization, no, I really messed up, bro?
Dude, right when that door slams behind you.
Really?
Jank, jank. It's like, oh,
what was
shit.
What was it like when you had your bedding and you had to walk in and when you?
Yeah, it was scary, man. It was a surreal thing that I couldn't get away from. It just haunted me, and it took me a long time to settle and get comfortable.
You just knew you didn't want to come back.
Oh, I knew I didn't want to be there from jump.
Right.
I did learn some valuable lessons, and I wouldn't take it away today. It made me more of a man. It made me appreciative of the small things. And, when you hit rock bottom, you can realize what's good and what's bad out there.
Right.
And you realize when something's blessing you in life, that it is a blessing, and to be excited and happy about it. I see a lot of people go around every day, and they're bitching and they're moaning and complaining about this and that. And in reality, they're blessed. Yeah. They just never seen rock bottom, so they don't know what blessed is.
Right. That's a yin yang, right?
Yeah.
That's Ricky the preacher right there.
Holla.
Yeah.
But it's the truth. I wish everybody could just sit back and just enjoy the great things that's happening to them instead of being upset over the knick-knack things that life gives you, because life is a hard dang place. It's an up and down roller coaster, and
it's short.
It's short. You realize that when you turn 40, and you're like, damn, yesterday I was 20. I don't know what the hell happened. 20 years is gone.
Wait till you hit 50.
Learn how quick 20 years is, right?
Yeah, real quick. It happens overnight.
So you get out.
I got out. I didn't know what the hell I was going to do, honestly. I started doing hair while I was in there because I've been around it. And during football, I used to always color all my friends' hair. Like come the summer,
really?
we'd go to spring break or something. Yeah, I would hook up the whole team. And all I knew was to bleach them out and hit them with Manic Panic. So I had a bunch of Skittles running around there. So when I was in there, I kind of struck up a little. It was something that I could do in there as far as I could throw a razor into a comb and I could cut white dude's hair with a little bit longer because you couldn't have shears in there. Mm-hmm. So it struck up a little bit of passion. And I got out, Mama was excited that I was doing it in there.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I got out. I was like, what am I going to do? She goes, hair, idiot. Hair,
you big dummy.
Damn, I never really thought about it. I can make money doing this shit.
Look at all those Skittles running around. You're going to do great.
Yeah. Now I'm pro Skittle for sure.
Right. So how long did it take you, like, from your mom say, hey, come work at the shop to...
Right away. I did it right away because I had to have a job,
Was that part of your program?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had to have a job. I had to show income. I had to show I was there somewhere all the time. Mm-hmm. And it didn't take long for a passion to strike up. Now, I was just playing with hair now. Hair, to me, honestly, if you're somewhere like where I'm from, I would, in my salon, I could get people their license still. Apprenticeships still go on to this day. Mm-hmm. So you find out real quick that hair's a knack. It's something that's in their blood. It's something that you just got. It ain't something that you can polish it, but it ain't something you can create from nothing. You either got it or you don't, and there's no in between. And the people that got it don't even give a shit about it. That's the rock stars. And then you got the robots, the people that can learn as much as someone teaches them, but they never go past that. They stay in their comfort zone, and then they have you just can't get it. You need to find another job. Right? So you see all of that. And I had a knack from jump. I got to go work with some great people because my mother was known in town, and I was just sucking in information, but I didn't take it serious. I just had a knack. I didn't take it serious for a good 5 or 6 years. I was still young, and I wasn't even sure that hair was for me.
You were just kind of passing time at that point.
Yeah, I kind of had to go to jail so people wouldn't call me, funny and stuff. Build up that
killing, like, you call him funny. I ain't call him funny. You call him funny.
I call him funny.
Yeah, so I got away with a little more than the average had to at that time,
Yeah.
Because it's rare. In the 90s, a straight male doing hair was very rare. That it was taboo. And it ended up creating some of the best hairdressers on the planet today. Mm-hmm. And the reason why, and that's always been a stigma. People's like, straight male's better, is gay guys better, hair was women better. The straight male has to really, really, really have a strong passion to do it in the 90s. He caught hell all the way around the board, so he better be good at it.
Right.
And it ended up creating some monsters that's thriving today. It's undeniable.
Yeah, we talked to a couple of them this weekend.
Yeah, whenever you meet them, you're like, oh, I know what you're doing. You're smart, right? Air conditioning women, it's going on.
So how long did you work for your mom?
As short as I possibly could. I got
Till his program was over.
Yeah, right. I ended up working with a few different people and then ended up opening up a salon with a friend, and it went on for a few years. It ended up breaking bad and ugly, how that goes. But it was a stepping stone in life. I mean, that's how I look at every, something that explodes on you. And, and it's horrible. And most people would look at it and pretty much tuck their tail and give up at that point. But in reality, it's stepping stones to build who you are and where you want to go and learning.
Right.
I'm still learning. I get my lunch ate all the time.
I mean, there's no other way, right?
Right. When you're giving and you're always looking for the best in people, you tend to get your lunch ate a lot.
Right.
Everybody just seems so nice. I come out here to L.A., Brian, is the people that attach themselves and wanted to be around you. Mm-hmm. That was the sharks. It's like I hit the wide ocean and they was coming. They take their bite and you get what they could and whatever growth or whatever they wanted to do out of it. But, Yeah.
So,
I got some thick skin real quick.
how did well, one, how did you make the decision to come to LA? Because especially from Louisiana.
Yeah. You know, it got to a point where I was in a big fish in a small pond out there. And it happened pretty quick. I did a real popular head when I was younger, and it ended up bringing a lot of Vivids my way. And I was known by Hairgod way before I started Instagram. And it got.
What is that? Way before Instagram?
Way before Instagram.
That's the most arrogant thing I've heard in my life.
In
bro.
my town.
That's where it came from.
Social media was just luck, man. I got lucky, honestly, and I'm horrible at it. I check my feed. I'm not good at looking around. You know, I was born in the '90s, bro. We're not cellular guys. You know, I got shit to do.
Right. We'll get there. So when was the decision to be like, bro, I gotta leave. We gotta go to LA. And why LA?
Well,
why
you
not
know,
New
I
York?
used to
or
in
Chicago?
I owned a
Paris,
salon out there for a long time, and everybody in my
What's
salon.
a long time?
Over 10 plus years, I was a salon owner.
Right.
Maybe 15. But I was owner of two different ones, so if you put them together, but owned myself a long time. And I had a team of badasses, and I grew because everyone was, they're all my apprentice first. And then, they get their license, and then they grew with me. And I had some really amazing hairdressers, literally like 5 of them 6-figure hairdressers in Louisiana.
Damn.
Yeah, they all
That's
run it right
impressive.
now. It's great to look back at it, and that's what got to me to where I was, because they was on my ass. You know,
Right.
it was pushing each other, and we collabed a lot even back then and worked together a lot. I'm left-handed, so it was easy to jump on a head with somebody.
Right.
And I liked the salon running like a machine. I didn't want no one sitting around when someone else was blow drying. Everything was like really team effort.
That's pretty cool. I mean, like, certainly the Instagram Ricky that we know is this wild and crazy and, party dude. And it's really cool that even before there was the Rickey Zito that the world knows, that you were inspiring so many and that you were bringing up so many. And, I mean, and they must have been killing it, because 6 figures, again, in the 90s and in Louisiana must have been a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I still look at them today, and I still talk to them often. Great hairdressers. One of them was in the top 100 of.
The modern salon thing?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
really cool. I didn't even know. I feel like we've revealed something, right? That's pretty cool. Yeah.
But the underlying thing is education. So obviously, even though you had a couple of salons, I mean, education had to be.
Key.
I don't know if you knew it then,
It was
but
key.
Yeah.
I mean, hair, you got to know all the rules to be able to break them properly. And I'm a firm believer of stickler, of like education and true section and being a professional behind a chair, really knowing it, not just doing it. It was like I come out here and did my first gig. I was so nervous, man, and I never thought of myself as an educator. But since I had apprentice under me under the chair, it made me an educator, because I'm going to do this because, and next I'm going to do this because, and it's going to come out like this. That's educating.
Right.
I never really thought about that. I'm from LA, country boy. Clampers come to town, and they're going to laugh my ass off. But it ended up working out, and the accident and everything ended up being in my favor, which I would have never thought, and I would have told you was a fool if you'd have thought that,
I'd have whooped you.
Yeah, I'd have whooped you.
Right.
Everybody was like, when I first come, I wouldn't come out here for the butterfly circus. And David was like, dude, we thought you was a myth. We thought you was a great photo editor, We didn't think you existed. Because I didn't want to really tell people who I was. I don't know, at the beginning. I got lucky. Instagram fell on my lap, man. It really did. I was dating a girl. She was like, you really need to show off your work. They got this new thing called Instagram. And I was like, no, I ain't got time.
This is
That
like
shit's
14.
weird.
This is like 14 or 13 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like 12, maybe
wow.
13, right at the
Right.
beginning of Instagram. And I was like, no, social media ain't me. I never had no Spacebook. I didn't get in there.
Right.
I link them together,
Right,
Facebook. I didn't get down social media. I never really even liked taking pictures of myself, putting it out there. And she took 10 pictures off my computer, started a page.
And these are just pictures that you just took images of.
Yes, hair that I've done, shoots, just random.
Right.
And her and I split up.
But she started it for you.
She started it for me. Didn't write none of the pictures. Just posted 10 pictures, started a page.
Did she give you the password?
No. She hits me up 9 months later, man. 9 months. And says, you really need to check that page I started you. I was like, bitch, I told you not to start me no page. I was pissed. Hung up on her. I had to call my friend over, like, dude, come help me get on this Instagram.
So you log on.
And I was at like 9,200 followers. What? I was like, holy shit, I'm good at this. I was like, damn, I'm famous. Well, come later, I come to realize.
In 2013, there was only 10,000 people on Instagram.
Well, the thing is at the beginning stages of Instagram, nobody was posting bright colors. It was so taboo, especially not done any kind of classy way. And that's all she posted. It was like
the Vivid stuff.
Yeah, neons. I always just loved them, My parents did hair, so that was my way to rebel.
Right, yeah.
They didn't like the bright colors. I did them more and more. Like, why are you wasting all your time on that? I'm like, look at me now, Mom. So it's been a great road. After that, when I got this following, I was like, holy shit, I got to start taking pictures, man. I realized real quick how hard that is.
So it wasn't like, oh, cool, I'm onto something. It was like, oh shit, now I got to go to work.
Shit's real, yeah. I buckled down on it, honestly. Like it struck a little fire under me. Mm-hmm. And I started trying to create the best content that I could. And there was a many night I went home and just wanted to throw my phone out the window, man. Right. Like, it didn't look like this. What the it was a hard learning curve. So since then, my hair hasn't got better, but my photography has, and videography is the new one. Uh-huh. It's like once I got good at pictures, then videos get popular. I'm like, shit. Right. So how the hell you end up a hairdresser as a videographer, photographer?
Right. It's Rickey Zito, the media company.
Content creator.
That's right. So crazy.
But it's today, you got to be able to capture your work to even get anywhere in this game. That's what it's about. Instagram is pictures and video. If you're not capturing your work correctly and not getting the best pictures that you can, then you're just going to sit there and spin your wheels. It is what it is.
Right. That's
Damn the man.
Sorry. Cool. So I mean, there's this big hole there for me. Mm-hmm. So she does. I think it's very cool that she did it and you didn't know, and then you jump back on. But I mean, what was your learning curve like?
Well, my learning, I learned how did you everything. I didn't even know. I had this. It took me a month to even wrap my brain around a hashtag. My friend's like, you got to hashtag stuff. Get all the companies that you're in.
You're like, what the hell is that?
I took that shit the hard way. I hashtagged everything, man. The gloves, the clips, electrical company.
Hashtag mama, how you like me now?
Yeah, and then, about that time, it really started to wave. Stuff started coming in. Actually, I missed the whole first circus because I'd never seen the dang DM. And when I responded to him, he's like, oh, you missed the first one, bro. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, we'll do another one. I was like, shit. Yeah, it took me first 2 months or 3 months on it that I had a mailbox, another one. I just wasn't good at it. I had to learn everything. And I'm one of them like bullheads, got to learn it myself kind of deal.
And this is still 2013, 2014?
This is
about the time?
It's about 14 then,
so there wasn't even a lot of role models.
It was started in 13,
right?
And I believe that I jumped on it, and I started working on it around 14.
Around 14. So there wasn't even really any great role models that you could follow or anything like
that? No, there was
Rickey's
a few.
Figure this out.
I remember at the beginning one of the greatest colors that I seen right off the jump was Hair He Goes. He does.
Nice name.
Yeah, he does wigs, and he's a phenomenal colorist, man. Phenomenal. At that point, he was way above me. They had people jump out there from jump, like big followings. Guy Tang, yeah. I mean, he lived it and owned it, and yep.
And
Rebecca
Larissa
Taylor
too.
Was
Larissa was too, right? Didn't Larissa?
Me and Larissa always kind of battled. And then all of a sudden, she just blew past me. Yeah.
Well, she's a lot cuter than you.
Right. She's good people.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
And, Yeah, so it was really amazing to me that I was able. I mean, it kind of blew my mind. I was talking to people in other countries about color, and they were asking for advice, and I was like, I remember just sitting there thinking, damn, this is crazy. I mean, here I am talking to someone in Russia that does color. Her name was Sneezha, and I was like, how, I would have never even thought. And social media to me was just lame. There wasn't no growth. But once I started realizing that this is like the perfect highway for hair, to grow and to meet up with people and to become the best hairstylist that I can be, and also help people grow, which I'm big into. I love the look on people's face when they get it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, that's what I love so much about education. Sometimes you look over there and they just, boom, they get it. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, so being able to help people from afar was a great thing. And then it just kept growing and growing and growing, and now I can't even look at my DMs. It just stresses me out.
Right.
I know, because he's the worst DM responder ever.
I am the worst.
Right.
Like, I'll send him a DM, and like 4 months later, I'll get one word.
What up?
You should
You should wait another 4 months.
hire that old girlfriend who started it all. Say, look, you need to answer to all these
The thing
DMs.
is, I got her a car.
Right.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, good deal, man.
The thing is it's like if you hire somebody to do it, then they just got to call you and ask what the
Right.
fucking say. It's like, what the hell? I hired you for this. Now, I do have a momager now, Courtney. She was a very successful photographer in our town. She owned a boudoir studio, and my wife actually worked for her and did the makeup, kept my wife busy all the time. Well, one day she just said, I'm done with this. Got sick of dealing with the people, sold her crap, left. She told me she's going to L.A. Her and actually got in an argument over it. I was like, what are you, stupid? That's the dumbest thing you can do in L.A. Why? And then a year later, I'm living in L.A. She called me. She goes, you need any help down there? I'm like, yes. She was great, very successful, powerful. And that was the best move for me. She come down, she helps me, she keeps me organized, she books for me. And she don't want to do Instagram. I don't blame her. But, I get up, I get my text in the morning, what I got to do that day, and it's good for me. Because other than that, I'm like an artist mentality, man. I'll be with her, and someone's like, hey, what you doing tomorrow? I was like, I don't think I have nothing to do. She's like, what? You got all kind of shit.
Matrix better cancel.
Right, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I was going to add, like, obviously he didn't have a goal of being a hairdresser. He didn't have a goal of, my plan is to go to L.A. to do hair. He's just living by the seat of his pants, is riding this roller coaster, this wave. Are you still riding?
Riding that wave. Blessings on blessings on blessings.
Oh, I know you're riding the wave, but are you like trying to guide the wave now, or are you just like still like just where it takes
organic,
you? It takes
man,
you.
where it takes me. Yeah. I think I'm just trying to survive here, man. I get up every day, and where that road takes me, I'm going, and I love it. There's one thing that can't be stopped, and I think one thing that shines through is I do love hair, man. I love it, love it, love it. I eat, sleep, I breathe it, and I love being around people that love it just as much. So I surrounded myself with some bad MFers, man.
You ain't kidding.
Like the best of the best. There's people that I work around that I get to look over at, and I'm like, damn, that's amazing.
Right. We see it. We get the benefit of watching it. You know what I mean? 'Cause you guys, man,
crazy.
it's like I'm watching a rock and roll band.
Oh, dude, we run around there with a Pecker's Hall. Damn, look at that. Yeah, people get so excited when we working. He's like, God, look at it. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to pass out. I'm not even bad.
That's pretty cool.
It is cool.
Let's go back to when you were a country boy.
Yep.
So how does a country boy get to L.A. and that? I can't even imagine how brutal that transition must have been.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. And I come out here, whenever I decided to come, I got a divorce. I was in a relationship a long time. Whenever my career started to pop off, as far as influencer-wise, she ain't like it. She's used to having 100% of my attention, and that dropped down. And I was going to work, traveling on the weekends, coming home. I did 30 cities in my first year out, man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, first year out. when I was coming home, bro, I couldn't wait to leave again. It was pretty bad there for a little while. And when I was like, dude, I got to get out of here. Where am I going to go? I thought about heading into the city of New Orleans because I actually lived in the suburbs right across the bridge. And then I started looking at where I went that year. And I think I went to L.A. like 13 times. So it's like, shit, if I moved to L.A., that's half the traveling right there, you know? So that's when it first struck in my mind. So got a divorce, had to get the hell out of there.
Right. And New Orleans is a cool city, though.
New Orleans is the best city, man. It really is. It's great. It's great for drinking, partying, music, rock and roll. But as far as hair, it's just good. Yeah. LA's like the Mecca.
Yeah.
And there's so many great hairdressers here. And for me, I wanted to be around. I was sitting in a salon being the top dog in there for too long, where you're just kind of sitting stagnant. You're just waiting for someone to catch you. I wanted to be around people that I could grow from and people that was better than me in different ways so I can continue to polish my sword. And that was my goal. So I took my first chance, sold everything I had, bought my paper bag, and we come down Hollywood Boulevard.
So what was your plan before you left? Did you have any plan? Did you have a salon to land in? Did you have an apartment?
Dude, I'm straight nutty in that kind of way. I come out here, and I got an apartment first. And I was Airbnb in it, actually, trying to find the right spot. Trying to look online and find an apartment is really, really difficult.
How expensive was that, Airbnb? In it?
Well, I actually got a good deal, and it just rented a room, you know. Mm-hmm. I could live there forever. I like it. I still go back and say hello, you know.
You got any of my mail?
That's coffee. But, yeah, I come down, and luckily it was one thing after another, and the stars started aligning. Everything was meant to be, you know. First thing I did is reach out to Phil. What's up?
How'd you know Phil? How'd you meet?
Did you know Phil then?
I met Phil through social media. We actually reached out and talked to each other a few times. You know, I seen he had a guitar and he could cut hair. I was like, oh, dude, this is my kind of dude, you know. Reached out. We had a liking for each other. First time I come out to L.A., I made a point to go to his salon. So it's on our Instagram at the beginning. It's like 2000. I don't know, way at the beginning.
Was it the Shade Salon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went in there, hung out a day with him, and then we've been friends ever since. So when I come out to LA, I hit him up. Like, dude, I'm here now.
I'm here now,
let's
bro.
work. Let's collab.
It's my Airbnb. I'm definitely here.
Let's make some waves. And he's like, he is right when Shades was closing. I mean, it just was happened to be the perfect time. And I remember sitting there talking to him. I could see it in his face. He was like, oh, man, what do I do? You know, because he had a spot to go where everybody was going. But I could, you know, he didn't want to do that no more. And you could sense it. He wanted to freaking just let loose and do freaking edgy hair and show people his true colors. He done made it to that point, and he deserved it, you know. And he was like a caged animal at that time. At that point, that's how I seen it. And he just said, "Yep, we're gonna do it." We decided to do one collab, man. That's that purple and white mullet on my page. And dude, since then we've been.
Rest is history, right?
Yep, rest was history, man. I was like the Mecca. Like, holy shit.
This dude, you got to be one of the luckiest dudes on the planet, right? Instagram wasn't his idea, right?
Got lucky.
Yeah. Then he, shows up to LA right when Shades is closing, partner up with Phil. I mean, everything's been perfect timing for you.
Yeah, there's a lot of unlucky stuff in the middle. I just don't like talking about that.
Right.
That's what we like to hear. But.
Your whole life changes. Getting a divorce.
Yeah.
You move across the country, you almost go broke, then you pop off.
And then you pop off. That's great. So I guess with all this divine intervention, I guess he's earned the moniker Hair God, right?
Yeah. It shows his resilience, right?
Yeah.
He didn't give up. He fought for everything.
It's been a blessing. I mean, dude, you get to go and do something that you love every day and hang around people that are cool and dress the way you want, talk the way you want, and just create magic. And the world can't deny you. I mean, what better is there? Yeah. I mean, the hairdresser today is like the 70s rock star. We're running around, everything's changing, and making waves in the industry. I looked at the industry like it's an ocean, and you got these big cruise ships that's been running the ocean since the beginning of time. social media comes out and we're all over them cruise ships with fingers in the air, you know, on our jet skis. And it kicked up great things and great movements that's going on right now. It's a great time for hairdressers, man. We got a voice, and as long as we continue to do great work and be good people, sky's the limit.
Dude, I mean, you're one of the most, famous, or, you travel all over the world. Did you ever see this coming?
No, it blows my mind every day. Yeah, it blows my mind every time someone, it'll never be common for me. Mm-hmm. I walk through an airport in freaking Spain, and people come up and want to take pictures. I'm like, what? It's crazy. Yeah,
Dude, we saw you in Orlando, and you're fighting just to get where you're going.
People duck and try to run. I got to go from one stage to another.
Right. It looked like the Beatles were in town, man. It's like all these people were just flocking to you, man.
What was that like? What was the first time like where you were recognized like outside of like what did that feel like? Like maybe outside of a hair show.
The first time was One Shot Hair Awards. The first one, New Orleans. Be Seen come down. The Butterfly Circus crew come to my salon. We prepped the hair. We was doing the models for the Pervana booth, I believe. Yeah. And we did some hair, and we went there. Nobody knew who the hell we were, and we were seeing people that I looked up to forever. Robert Cromie is one of them. He was the original hair god to me,
Right.
I loved everything he ever did. I watched all his videos, and then Takashi Kitamura, and then I seen Anko Tran and Johnny there, Well, sitting down, I got to sit right in the front because I was nominated like 7 or 8 different categories. It was huge because at that time I was posting everything I was doing. I did a lot of extensions. I could do braid and updos, and I was nominated in all kind of crap.
You can do braid and updos?
Don't tell nobody.
Nobody listens.
Actually, the one that I got nominated for on the braided updo was my intern. Actually, yeah.
Cheap.
Yeah. I was like, shh. Fired her ass.
So did she win?
I won an award. First time I was sitting right there on side of Ken. Man, I love him too, man. Schwarzkopf, Ken. Kenvo, yeah. Kenvo, and he was so nice to us, man. We was nobodies. He sat there and he talked to us. He's so funny, I was with my wife at the time, and boom, I won an award right off the jump, right at the beginning. I'm like, go up there. I was unprepared. I was like, thank you, everybody made this happen. Like on Bon Jovi or something. I had a sweaty ring on, green shirt with my arm in there. And I got off, man. I sat down. I just couldn't believe it. Overwhelmed. That's what I remember. Holy shit, this is real. Boom, I go to smoke a cigarette. My wife is calling me, you just won another one. Get in here. So I ran up there, and I was all emotional at that point. I was like, thank you. I won 2 awards that night. And when I got off the stage, Robert Cromie slapped me on the back and said, great job, Zito. I said, you know my name? I just broke down, dude. Went straight to the bathroom and started crying. That was like the peak, a build-up, working so hard, and then something like that happens. I never in a million years thought it would have happened, and that's when I remember the change. Like that next day going out to smoke a cigarette, everybody was like, hey, how you doing? I want to take pictures with you. That's the first time I remember it being, holy shit.
Something just happened.
Something just happened. People were noticing me out of my town, and it's for hair. So you asked that, and that took a long time getting there. But yeah, it's been all downhill from there.
That's just incredible, So so you said that you suck at social media, but you're always posting stuff. So how much work do you put into it?
It's a full-time job. I got to post a perfect picture every day. Perfect picture or a video. Every 3 pictures has got to be a video. Now I'm good at social media as far as figured it out well, I thought I figured it out. You know,
Right.
It changes a lot. But knowing what to do to continue to grow, it's creating good work. And that's a full-time job. I mean, anybody knows out there got to post pictures on their page how hard it is to produce a great, perfect picture every day. Dude, you do the math. So you got to get smart. You got to keep. You can't just do a good head and post 5 pictures in a row of it. You got to you just save it, and do a single one, and a double one, then a 4 square, and I got right now I have a whole set of stuff that nobody's seen that rainy days, but I just got strategic on the way I do it, and it's an art in itself, and I knew from the beginning, I knew that, dang it, I got to do this and I got to come up with something. So I started putting stuff on the back burner. Even though you want to post it and you're so excited, you got to hold it, You got to
know when to hold
know
them.
when to hold them. But that's where social media is hard. That when I say I'm horrible at it, I only focus on my shit, which is a lot. I got to freaking post a picture. I got to have it edited. I got to do a video. Then I got to respond to all the comments on it. And I got to try to keep up with the DMs. I don't even have time to scroll through the feed. I'm on Instagram. I'm trying to.
But that's what makes you and everybody at your level different, because you guys take it on as a full-time job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. A lot of people aren't or I'm not saying lazy, but you know what I mean? It's a lot of work. They don't want to put forth the effort.
Right.
And so, you know what I mean? You're
People
not going to
never want to sit down that cell phone and move on over to a camera or, focus on a background, or actually, it's almost like I see it in people all the time. They know they need to do it, and it's a step they need to take, but it's like a pride thing almost, It's like, I'm a hairdresser, so, I don't want to.
I don't want to do that.
I don't want to put up a whole backdrop in my salon,
Right. So did you like take photography lessons or something, or did you just kind of figure it as you went?
I figured as I went. First, I got into the lights. I learned real quick, Louisiana, you can't have daylight. You can't have your perfect, lighting conditions ever. Right. If you don't like the weather now, just wait 15 minutes. So,
exactly.
So I got into some lighting, and that's how it works. If you look at pictures today of anything older, hair's one of the hardest things to take a picture of. And any photographer will tell you that. If you look at some of the great portrait photographers out there that do portraits, the eyes are clear, the mouth is clear, but the hair's fuzzy. It's not clear. Your eyes see color, they see depth, they can see 4D, where a picture is only 2D. With lighting, you can get it up to 3D. So a lighting will cause a lot of the depth, and you still get to see a lot of the tone factor that's going on there. Without it, you're kind of screwed, blued, and tattooed.
So you just got the light, started playing with, like, oh, this works, this doesn't work, or did you have any kind of basis?
It took me a long time to leave my cell phone too. I bought me a nice camera, got home, bro, took it apart. Okay, there's something wrong with it. It's just like rocket science. I still get messed up on that aperture and shutter and whatever the hell it is.
So did you, at some point you reached out to Don though, right? Godfrey?
No, we linked up from the beginning. Don and I, he was his same. He had his eye on the goal as well. I'm the one who told him to quit his job.
He said that on our podcast actually. He told that story.
Don's a good dude, man, and he's been there with me from the beginning, from jump. Like, I think I was at 5,000 followers or 8,000 followers, and he was at 10 or 15, one of them, when I first met him. It's like right when I got on my page, Don.
He said a story that you sent him a DM, and you're like, bro, I do pixies too. Can I get a post? Is that your story?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I was hungry, so I probably sent him 5,000 pixie pictures. At home, I did a lot of pixies, and pixies and shorter hair. Louisiana's hard on hair, so there's a lot of short haircuts. It was one of the ones that clients always come in and I could have fun on. So I still love them to this day.
So what's the big future for Hairgod Zito?
Your guess is as good as mine. I'm still rolling with the punches. I'm still learning every day. I'm in a good spot right now. as far as like, I joined Matrix. The reason I did join Matrix is because I went down there to the destination and I met people that's been with them for 20 plus years.
Right.
Not just one, numerous. You know, people that nobody even has a clue on social media what their name is. And I was watching them work like, wow, you know, this is
Right.
I can go there and actually it's like a family setting and I can actually learn and grow. I'm not going to go with somewhere and be stuck at the top and not know how long they're going to last or if they're going to fizzle out or, you know, or sell or, you know, everybody's taking that jump. So I've dealt with enough Rick and Marav since I started that I didn't want to saturate my name down no more. And I wanted to join with somewhere I knew that I could grow and earn respect.
That's amazing.
And they accepted me.
What did they do that for?
Yeah, and everybody's been cool. And, you know, I was nervous of joining a company with people's been working up this ladder since the beginning, you know, 10 years, 12 years. And here you go jumping on stage right in front of them. It's like, I would have been pissed off at it. So I was like worried that.
Did you feel some of that?
Like, who's the new guy?
I honestly, it was very few and far between. They you know, Matrix lovers loved the company so much that they were excited that they were growing and had a good team on them. So I didn't feel it half as much or a fraction as much as that. You could be any louder, bro?
So I mean, with the Matrix team is and you keep talking about like growing and stuff.
Yes.
Is there? I mean, you're so known for Vivets, and at some point it's just going to die out.
Yeah.
You know, I know you've been doing it for a long time, but the truth is the truth. The trend's going to change at some
It's
point.
only going to die out if he stops doing it.
The problem is I don't think it'll ever die out. It's more popular than ever because being an artist behind a chair, it's just so much fun. You know, that's when you really feel like an artist, is when you're painting colors on, you get to see them real time. And it's bigger than ever right now. And just for that fact, hairdressers are always going to push it, but just because it's fun, you know, it's being a creative. Now, a reason I think it's at a smaller stage in that it's going to become more normal, and that your average woman that works in a bank and
we
have
see
a
it all
little
the time
purple in
now.
their hair,
Yeah, exactly.
and it becomes normalized. Because I hit a lot of countries this year. And I tell you what, it's the first time ever that London hired someone from America to go down there and teach them how to do colors.
That's wild.
It's the first time that America's in front of all these other countries as far as when it goes to Vivets. Leaps and bounds. A lot of don't even bleach on the scalp, but it was so taboo.
Right.
So they're chomping at the bit, wanting it right now.
Right.
So you're going to see growth over there. And when that fires up, it's definitely going to just continue to burn.
I guess the Vivid game, and I'm looking for.
It's kind of like I worked in a salon being tattooed. My friend was a tattoo artist. I was in a bougie salon, you know, and I couldn't get a client to save my life because I had tattoos. And then Miami Ink came out, and overnight my chair got full.
That's crazy, right?
Everybody started looking at it as an art, and it's creative now. All these older women want to sit in my chair and talk about my tattoo.
Let's do it. So
that kind of like what happened with hair. Before that, the only people who had tattoos was prisoners and sailors. Now everybody on the planet got one.
You know what? I love that analogy.
Yeah.
You know, that's a perfect analogy. That's really, really good.
It normalized it.
Completely, because I remember when I got my first tattoo, like there was like no women with tattoos, and if you saw women with tattoos, you're like, I'm gonna stay over here.
Yep.
And now it's so normal, like
Now
you don't
everybody
even
got a
see
tattoo.
it, really.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's like white
Everybody, on their faces.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, you see, it completely normalized it. So I think that's what's going to go on right now in the Vivid world. That
I
it's
like
just
that.
going to get normalized.
I like
it's
that.
gonna it's not going to disappear. It's here to stay. People love doing it. It looks pretty in hair. So it's just gonna
Photographs great.
Yeah, it photographs great. It's all around good for us. So I don't think it's ever going nowhere in that aspect. But you know, everybody has their own views.
Well, I think it elevated social media to where it is today.
Yeah, because the photographs great, right? I mean,
100%.
the only thing close to not Vivets that photographs really well are like balayages. You know,
If they're done perfect.
If they're done perfect, and
And it's, you know, good updos and good waves. Like Mustafa's, his just pops. you know?
Mustafa's incredible.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
Great guy. I'm glad that he's on our team.
That's really. I don't want to compete against him. Back to Vivets, like I guess maybe the last 2 years, like I've seen an evolution in even how like they're being applied, and and where, like you were saying, like you had a bunch of Skittles and stuff. Really, in the last 2 years, now you're starting to see like the mix of tones, and like I'm a huge fan of Presley Poe, and Presley
she's amazing.
She's amazing, and although she's using vivids as her color, it doesn't feel like she relies on the color.
Muted and drab shades, man.
And that's it.
And it's
something
just
that
really you don't
pretty
see
hair.
from across the room, but when you get up on it, you notice these little hues, and
Like,
I love it. It's
killed
metallics,
that.
man, metallics. And that's what's great about Colt. I mean, Colt just now come out with permanents, demis, and semis, all bright colors. And it works. I don't have to lift your hair to get it to bright purple right
What
now.
what longevity are you getting out of the purple? Out of the oxidized vivids?
Just depending on your shade of hair and of your hair texture. But for the most part, I haven't seen. I see it lasting a little bit more than demis on like white hair. Getting it to stick, there's a bunch of stigmas, and everybody's like, "How do you get it to last longer? What do you do it?" It's because people got in their mind to bleach hair as white as you possibly can get it, and then color it a bright color. Well, that ain't true. The colors stick better on the inside of a banana yellow. That grabs the best. That holds the best. That makes it the brightest. You know. So if you blow up the hair and you get it white as hell, then yeah, the color is gonna last a week or two. If you lift that hair properly and then saturate it properly, it is not going to fade out. It actually comes back in, and you get to wear it through a whole array of different shades. A lot of times I go a little brighter off jump or darker because they get to wear it through the whole thing. And next thing you know, they are that pastel or that light silver. You know,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I don't look at hair as the way it fades. I look at it as the way it wears. And you know, bleaching is the game.
Oh, that's a 5-second Zito class right there, baby.
Hey,
you know,
if you can get hair light enough, you can take a poop on it and look good. so go back and start getting strategic with your lift ups. I mean, that's the art. Now nobody's showing that one.
Right, that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I think that's his next video. That's his next tutorial.
right?
101.
So, are you just
Poop
on
on
Instagram,
hair.
or are you doing the pulps and the pulps? The what am I thinking of?
YouTube.
Yeah, thank you.
I had a YouTube from
His
years
girlfriend
ago.
opened a YouTube, and now he has like
my
100,000
dog. My
followers.
dog. My dog opened it. And at the beginning, I wasn't taking it serious, really. And my videos are doing good. Like the ones I posted did good. And then lately, I posted a few videos, and they're just dragging. So it's one of the things that I would have to dedicate myself to fully. And I don't know, I just ain't got it in me right now, man. I'm strung a little thin. And I'm trying to just continue to, work hard and create pictures.
So you put up amazing images in some of the videos that you and Phil put together, or even you and Alfredo put together. Just, I mean, amazing.
Alfredo. Alfredo's been there for me since Jump. He's my first job, my first money. He grabbed me from Jump. Actually, the weekend I won them awards in New Orleans.
Oh, really?
Alfredo come up to me wearing some vest, real flamboyant.
Really?
Who the hell
Alfredo
get away from me? Get away. He's like, well, I did that first circus like 2 weeks before that event, and I had a problem with another bond builder, and my distributor gave me some tubes of B3. I put some in, so I threw one out to the crowd. I didn't know that a Brazilian person was in the crowd, so they come gunning for me, and I loved it. I loved it from jump. So they grabbed me in, and then Fredo continued to build his team, and the people that he built and the people is that on top today, right now. I mean, he did a great job. He's a good guy. I love him. He's been like my brother. And we actually, when I moved to LA, I'm like half a block from him. No, that wasn't planned, But we'll continue to grow together. And, one day I kind of see it as me feeling Alfredo. Ain't no telling where we're going to be in the next 15 years, It's crazy to think
Still
about,
rocking.
So you meet friends and you grow, and it all goes where it goes,
That's pretty cool, man. I mean, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm lost now.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm just saying that, all three of you guys, I mean, not only are Instagram famous, I mean, all you guys are just strong into education. We've all benefited from that. You guys travel the world, you guys, you're just doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So I'm sure in the next 10 or 15, 20 years or whatever, I don't see you guys slowing down because you guys are just, together.
Feed off each other.
Oh my God, yeah, you're a force.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing that's apparent, I think part of the reason why the videos work so much is that you can see that there's a broship and you can see that there's a real friendship and although they're high-fiving and stuff, to me it always looks like a big hug, like
I catch myself going like this.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I'm like
nerding out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it, man.
Hair nerd.
Yeah.
I kind of like that, and I really really like that. I think you and Phil are like the coolest guys in the industry, but with your videos, you guys are just goofy as hell, and I kind of dig that too. And I've kind of
To
tried
look
to
tough, really be silly.
It's all about being silly, right?
Yeah, well, I like to have fun, and my happiest times is behind the chair. It's crazy to think about it, but I'm having the most fun behind that chair. It's not a bar room. It's not at the casino. It's when you see us on that video and we're like, what? Look at that. We can't even sleep that night. We're so pumped up, So, yeah, I don't see it slowing down, and I just wish the best for everybody on our team.
We're plugged in, brother.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's rare to find. It's not only that; it's the people that I got lucky. The main thing I'm lucky is the people I'm working with are good people. They're not just talking to talk. The reason these people are getting bigger and in everybody's faces is because they literally are good people. They take their jacket off for you. They're not going to let you go out and be hurt or go to a place not to be able to sleep or eat. They're just good people. And to me, real is rare nowadays. Fakeness is a new style and it's in trend right now. So
that's pretty interesting because we actually we talked to Eric a couple months ago, Taylor.
Yes, love him.
Yeah, we love Eric too. We kind of brought up what we talked about is I think Instagram has brought a lot of really really people to the top.
Yeah.
They've kind of bubbled up to the top, and to use Eric's words, early on when there was non-Instagram but famous hairdressers that even worked for him. He blatantly said, some more assholes.
Yeah.
And then he mentioned you, Alfredo, and Philip, and Guy for that matter. He just said, these are really good guys, and they're just nice guys, and I guess I just have a different perspective of. Yeah. You guys are the opposite of fake to me, right. and just doing it. And because you're goofy and silly and stuff, that doesn't make you fake. That makes you more real in my eyes.
That's right. Some people want to, if you're looking for something bad about people, you're going to find it. Right. It just is what it is. And people's got to have reasons to talk and fuss and whatever they want to do. Mm-hmm. But in reality, everybody that I'm working with right now is a good person. And that is rare. And I think that it shows. I think that the people out there in the world can see it as well.
Yeah, I definitely.
Well, can we get you and Philip together in a future podcast?
100%.
Get the band.
Hell yeah!
All right.
Maybe we might even come out to y'all.
Right.
Come on, you were there a year ago.
Yeah. No, I actually love it out there in Maryland, and Be Seen. That's a good friend of mine. Mm-hmm. I started with him, and I always have fun out there. Y'all got good oysters, man.
Right.
I love the oysters. I knocked Phil's socks off. He went to New Orleans with me a couple months ago, and he never had oysters on the half shell. Louisiana, we shuck them, put them in half, season them, and put spices and cheeses on them. And he tore them up. And when I was going to leave, I'm stuffed. He ordered another dozen.
Ricky, I can't leave, man.
I can't leave. Seen him eat that much, man.
Yeah, I can't wait to get those two together on a podcast, man.
Great. Yeah. Maybe we can get Alfredo in too. That'd be sick. Bring the whole team.
He would love it.
Get all kind of dirt.
He would love it. And now we're finally all three on the same team.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's great. It's freaking great.
That's really awesome. Cool. Is there anything you would like to give a shout out to or a plug or,
I just, man, that everybody thinks that everybody who's made it has made it. Mm-hmm. Well, that ain't true. That this is an evolution, man. You evolve or dissolve. And just keep your head in the game and continue to put out good work and keep trying to grow in the small areas, or should I say your weak areas. If you're scared to take a picture and too scared to throw it out there, then you definitely should be taking a picture. You should be throwing yourself out there more. You got to want it to get it. So, y'all, everybody out there, just, do the best you can.
Yeah.
If you ever need any advice, hit up Phil.
Because he responds to DMs.
Good at it.
Well, that's awesome. Rickey, I mean, again, it took us a year to kind of get together. Thank you very much.
It was worth it, though.
For you it was. You it was. That's awesome. Again, Rickey Hairgod Zito, thank you very, very much for joining us on your day off. Hey, so there it is. Hey, this is a message that we've been trying to bring, I don't know, for the last couple of months, actually since we started the podcast. Hey, so if you like the podcast or if you find that it's useful, please leave us a review, a 5-star review on iTunes. Leave us a rating and a review.
But if you don't like it, forget about it.
Yeah, totally forget about this message. We also want to thank Sarah and Blaine from Pretty Gritty. Sarah and Blaine, they are a band out of Portland, Oregon, and we just want to thank them very much for allowing us to use their song, Pleased to Meet You, on our podcast. That's cool. I think you can find, actually you can find their music on iTunes.
Peace and hair grease.